and revising. Does that, thumbs up if that sounds familiar, thumbs down if you do not remember that. Excellent, okay. So we talked very briefly that revising is about adding, moving, changing your writing to make it better. Whereas editing is simply using the rules of language, like capitals, punctuation, spelling, to make your writing better, okay? Today, we're gonna focus in on revising. We're not gonna worry about editing until revising is done. I don't want you to worry about spelling. I don't want you to worry about punctuation. I don't want you to worry about capitals, even though that's a non-negotiable and they should already be there. Until we are done making our writing very, very strong and complete. And we do that through revising. Okay? So, today with revising, your TP is focused on openings, introductions. We're only going to be talking about openings. So, our TP today is that students will be able to engage their reader by trying a variety of introductions. Let me move out of the way so you can see that, and I'll read it one more time. For those of you who are visual and need to see it, make sure your eyes are up there reading along with me. Students will be able to engage their readers by trying a variety of introductions. Remember yesterday we briefly talked about being active listeners? And as we're listening to something, we're making sure we're understanding what we're hearing. And with the learning goal especially, you're thinking about each word. And you're asking ourselves, do I understand that word? Do I need any of those words to be clarified? Do I have anyone who needs any of those words to be clarified? Remember, it's much better to say that now than to hold on and not know what's going on. Do I need any words clarified? No? Okay.
I was just looking for Yvonne.
My visitors, do we have an answer for that? Do we know who he is? No.
It doesn't look like he's here. Thanks. I heard you had a big overflow, so I thought I would check.
If he was here, he went over to Tune.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the only place I sent other kids off to.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so today we're engaging the reader by trying a variety of introductions. That is our focus. Okay, so let me model a little bit with what I have going on in my writing. If you remember back, my story was about the camping trip with my brother who had an encounter. Not really, we just saw a deer. We saw a deer as we were walking to the bathroom. And when we got to the bathroom, it had an overflow. Remember that? And so we had to figure out how we were going to handle that, and it was kind of crazy and loud, and my brother was scared of the deer, so he wouldn't move. But we were able to fix it by getting a ranger eventually. So I finished my draft. I currently have an opening in my book. When I drafted out my box 1 for my opening, I have an opening that says, we were finally at the campground. It had been such a long ride in our car. I never thought we were going to make it. I was so bored sitting in there with my brothers.
Yeah.
When we got there, my brother immediately said that he needed to use the bathroom. Of course he needed to use the bathroom. Okay, so there's my opening. That was my draft so far. Not terribly exciting. It just said, specifically the first line, we were at the campground. That's not that exciting, is it? It's okay, you guys can be honest. It's not that exciting. That's why we're using this today to try to make a more engaging opening to excite our readers. We're going to look at 4 different types of introductions. If you look in your writer's notebook right now at our TP, I have all 4 listed for you on the left-hand side. You can see that we are going to look at a question introduction. We are going to look at an action introduction, dialogue, and sounds introduction. Okay? Again, we engage our reader by trying a variety of introductions, a variety of openings, some of these different types. Right now, I just have one boring type. When I revise, I go back and I try a variety. That means I don't just try one other one. I probably won't try just 2 other introductions. I'll probably be trying 3, maybe even 4 different introductions, because I won't know if that's an engaging introduction until I try it. I won't know if that's my favorite until I try it. Do we understand that? Okay, so I started working through that process in my notebook for my boring introduction, because I do want to engage my reader. I think I have a pretty fun story, and I would like people to be excited to keep reading when they got there. Okay, so I started by testing out the question introduction. So same story that I have, just trying a different way to introduce it. Here it is. I said, were we ever going to make it to this campground? No. Was I ever going to get out of this car again? These were all questions that crossed my mind as we sat in the car driving forever to the campground. Looking at that list, you can probably figure out that I just tried out, not the sound one. That was not the sound introduction. I didn't use dialogue. I wasn't talking to anyone. I didn't use action. I tried the question introduction. It's pretty good. I think it's more interesting than my last one that I tried. Okay. I also tried out a second one. I already tried questions, so be listening and see if you can determine if this is action, dialogue, or sound. Tim, that's my littlest brother. Tim scrambled out of the car. He was wiggling and jumping, and it looked like he probably had to go to the bathroom. What do you guys think? Which one would that have been? Action. I tried to use some verbs, scrambled, wiggling, to kind of show how he was feeling. I didn't just say, Tim got out of the car and said he had to go to the bathroom. Have you ever had to go to the bathroom really, really bad?
Yeah.
Like wiggling?
Yeah, when you're driving.
Can't sit still. So I tried to use verbs that would show that. That was action. Dialogue. I'm going to show you how I tried dialogue. Are we there yet? I asked for maybe the 20th time in the last half hour.
Oh, your poor parent.
I know, my poor parents. I told you I was not a pleasant teenager on this trip. I regret that. You will have moments you regret too.
Yeah.
That is my dialogue one. I used a piece of dialogue. Sounds. Snap. Slam. My brother jumped out of the car as quick as he could when the car stopped.
Zoom.
What was that one? Sound. Okay? I tried all 4 introductions. I think that my strongest one was the action one. Tim scrambled out of the car. I liked that one. That was personally my favorite. Okay? You might have a different opinion. That's okay. But that was the one that I thought was stronger. It was definitely stronger than what I started with originally. Right? Okay. Writers engage their reader by trying a variety of introductions. Writers do not engage their reader by thinking about a variety of introductions. They try them. So in your notebook, you would have on your feedback side, you're going to have different introductions. And you're going to probably end up circling the one you like the best and maybe drawing an arrow over to your box 1 and saying, this is my opening. This is the new one. Okay? Here's what I would like you to try. I want to make sure you're familiar with all 4 types. On your teaching point, your TP, you saw the list of the 4 types. Did you notice that there were dots by each of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Over on the far right side, there are 4 different types of introductions for the same story. Your job is to match them to the correct type of introduction. You are going to turn knee to knee, eye to eye, or work with a partner next to you and accomplish that. I believe you could do that in 2 minutes. Does that sound realistic? Go ahead and go.